Hello there, I'm Tiegon Berry and welcome to the weekly vlog. Today I'd like to talk to you about my Patreon campaign. I'm extremely pleased to talk to you about my Patreon campaign as I have earned a total of $176 and that's more than I ever thought I would earn. That's for darn sure. And I want to tell you what I've done with it. I have used that money to thrive. I have bought a bunch of brand new games that are just great games. They're highly recommended, and I got them at a very low price, usually 50% to 70% off, which I think is great. I'm okay with waiting a little bit longer to play a game that's great, like Fallout 4, or The Witcher 3, or Mountain Blade Warband, which I'm doing the mod Prophecy of Pendor, Enter the Gungeon, One Finger Death Punch, The Room 2, which actually I don't know as much about that one, but they say it's pretty good, and a couple other games that I'm forgetting about, but a bunch of awesome games, and I am so happy to be playing them. So I am very grateful, and extremely grateful, and I also have purchased a new graphics card thanks to you guys, a GTX 760 NVIDIA card that should typically be bought for around $300, but I bought it used for only $80 with free shipping, which was awesome, and its condition is just like new. I tested it and looked over it and scrutinized the purchase very well, and its condition is great, and I think I made a really good purchase there. I got a brand new monitor, which is a bigger monitor than I have ever had before, although I must say that I've generally played with small monitors and I've never been too picky about that. So it's only a 22-inch monitor, refurbished, but with no blemishes whatsoever. And so I lucked out on the refurbished part as well, because my last monitor was also refurbished and had one or two blemishes. This is completely blemish-free, great condition. I think I lucked out on that as well, and I am just extremely happy. So again, I want to just make it clear that I am not wasting your money. I am reinvesting it in my channel. I am spending it in the best, most efficient way I possibly can, and I am happy, and I am thriving. So thank you so much. This is more support than I ever thought I would get possible from my Patreon campaign. And, well, since this is the time when processes and changes will be made, let's talk about the changes that are going to be made as far as my ending credits. Well, we have gained one new subscriber, one new patron, in Sean P. Aylward. At the $5 level, I welcome you and thank you very much, as well as a continuing thank you to Joseph Tice, who has donated a total of $25 at the $5 level. And sadly, we're losing Todd Harmon at the $5 level, but he donated a total of $20, and I still thank you most gratefully, because that's more than I would expect from any of my viewers, as I'm just fine with you viewing, giving me more views, more minutes watched, more thumbs up, a subscribe. That's all wonderful. I really appreciate it all. And again, another thank you to Trevor Michelise. Or is it Trevor Michelise or Macalise? I don't know if it's the Mick or the Mac, but Trevor Michelise, I'm going to go with the Mick. Trevor Michelise, donating at the $1 level, total of $6. And an extra special thank you to my anonymous patron, my patron who chooses to remain anonymous, which is a decision I respect immensely, of course, potentially even more so. At the $20 level, it's for a total of $120 donated. So a huge thank you to you. You know who you are, and you are vastly appreciated, being the person giving me the lion's share of the money I've earned on Patreon. I'm going to use the Patreon application to send you a personal thank you as well, since I realize I can do that, and I haven't been doing that, and I should be. Although hopefully you're watching the results of your actions on my channel so that you will receive your thank you anyways. I want to make sure that you're properly thanked, because I am extremely grateful. And that's basically all I have to say, except for, oh yes. This weekend, before my usual live stream of Don't Starve Together, I'm going to be doing a second live stream of PlanetSide 2 from 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on Saturday. So, if you feel like joining me for that, feel free to do so. If first-person shooters aren't your thing, I understand. As usual, it's okay to just watch rather than joining me. But PlanetSide 2 is a game. It's a first-person shooter with a large number of players, and so it's easier to coordinate with your friends if you wish and engage things in your own way, which is what I really like about PlanetSide 2 versus other first-person shooters. Smaller first-person shooters can get more into head games, the head games of I'm better than you, and that sort of stuff. You know, who's better than who, and people insulting each other. But if somebody tries to get into the head games in PlanetSide 2, you can just walk away to another front, you can join a platoon and work together. It's more about cooperation with your friends than it is head games against your enemies, or at least that's the way I look at it, but it's a large game, so you can do whatever you like. There's other first-person shooters where you'll get into games where there's clans, there's like a clan fighting a bunch of random players, and the clan has like all the best weapons in the game and the random players don't, and then the clan of players is like insulting people and stuff. I have seen that way too many times in smaller first-person shooters or other smaller PvP games. So I do like PvP games with a lot of players, and that's the kind of experience that PlanetSide 2 offers. Now, there still is people who try to get into the one-on-one PvP I'm better than you head games, and that's fine. That is fine, but there's people like that on either side, and it kind of balances out. And if you're a person who likes to do more of a support role, then you're still rewarded for that. Now, there's still people that, again, look at the scores and say, I've got a higher score, or I've got more kills, and I'm a better person for that. But really, I mean, if you're dealing damage to a whole bunch of person but just not getting the kills, and then somebody is acting like a vulture and getting the kill at the last couple of hit points of a person, you know, an enemy player, or if somebody is assisting them by spotting the enemy, or using a scout radar, or repairing a guy, or healing a guy. Really, I mean, the amount... You know personally how much of an effect you're having on the battle, and the thing is that there just isn't an accurate number to reflect the contribution that one is making, other than kills and the general score value in the game that the developers have put into it, so that you can evaluate yourself. But, of course, that number is not an accurate, truly an accurate representation of what you're contributing. You know, just more than kills, there's a score. You get points for doing things of an assisting nature, and if you damage someone, you get a few assist points, but the person who gets the kill gets more points. And yeah, it's like, if I do like 99% of the damage to a tank or an enemy player, and then you just do that one hit point of damage that kills them. I mean, I understand it is important to kill a player, as that prevents them from getting healed or doing other things. So it is, I mean, a kill is more important than damage in some ways, but to a certain extent, it's like, do we really know who contributed more? But I'm getting off on a tangent. The thing is, I generally like to play more of a support role either from like a vehicle. I like to like drive a tank and shoot people and bombard, or fly an airplane and do scouting, or fly a transport dropship and drop a bunch of my friends on a place and facilitate a real butt-kicking and that sort of thing, or a repair vehicle or things like that. I like those support roles that actually seem to make a bigger difference to the larger, grander scale, but don't do as much damage to individual players. And so I am a little bit lacking in my one-on-one fighting, although I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at the first-person shooters. I'm just not the best. I'm far from the best. There's a lot of players that can beat me, and they have specialized setups for it. And I haven't cultivated those setups or that kind of skill in myself. But anyways, I'm going to set up a platoon. You guys can join the platoon. I'm going to fly a big old transport plane, or a smaller Valkyrie transport plane that you guys can spawn into, or a Sunderer van. Generally things that people can spawn right into. So generally, if you do want to join me, I highly encourage it. You'll be able to pop in the game, see my platoon, join it, or squad, join it, and then pop in the game right next to me, and we can be shooting things, or shooting things from a vehicle, or in an airplane, or whatever. So I think it will be a positive and fun experience, ultimately, even though first-person shooters can get a bit more aggressive and toxic than other games. So it is what it is. That was a bit of a rant, but I like the idea of having a second live stream before the first live stream, even though it is a lot that I'm going to be doing live streaming on the Saturdays. But the thing is, I kind of got into a routine of playing Don't Starve Together. Originally, when I started the whole live stream thing, it was to do a variety pack of MMOs. Each weekend I'd be doing a new MMO, but then I started doing Don't Starve Together, and I got addicted to it, which is a great game. It's a wonderful game, don't get me wrong, that's why I'm playing it, but I still want that platform to provide you a variety of massively multiplayer online games so that you can see other things that are out there. So I'm going to be doing PlanetSide 2 next weekend, or this coming weekend, I mean. And in the future, I might be trying some other MMOs as well. 2 additional online games I'm thinking about playing as well in the future are Warface and Warframe. Yeah, that's a thing that I'll be doing, and I'm looking forward to that. We're going to start with the PlanetSide 2, though, because I was having trouble recording it properly earlier, and now I think it will record nice and cleanly with my new video card. Anyways, that's all I have to talk about this weekend. Feel free, or this week I mean, and talking about the weekend, feel free to suggest a massively multiplayer online game that you would like to see me play one of these weekends, especially if you want to join me when playing it, or you think it's a good one. Generally, I prefer cooperative games over player versus player games, but if they have a larger player base or a lot of players in one game, so that you can't get into that one-on-one head game stuff, then yeah, I would be willing to do that kind of stuff. So anyways, thank you very much for joining me. I will see you next week in the next weekly vlog. I will see you this weekend, and as usual, in the next game. Good night, everybody!